Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all three past performance formats. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Hi everybody, Dan Illman here. Closing day at Hastings Park on Sunday. We'll take a look at race number 6, going a mile and a 16th on the main track. Let's take a look at the field. 12,500 claimer. Again, we're going a mile and a 16th, and there's just not a lot of pace in this race. The 5 Buttonwood Tree rated off the pace last time out, but this is a horse that I think is at his best when he gets to the front. And taking a look at the Timeform US pace projector, he can get closer. Strait of Georgia was on the lead in a pretty fast-paced race for a mile and 3/8 event last time out. I won't be surprised if he's up close. Counteract just went gate to wire. Even There Goes My Hero, a horse that came from out of it last time out. I think if he's asked in the early stages, can be a little bit closer. But the pace shouldn't be very fast. You don't want to be too far behind when the field turns into the stretch. Let's start things off with Strait of Georgia, the number 1. And we'll watch his most recent start. This is a horse that began his career on turf and synthetic in Northern California. He's now raced twice at Hastings, and he really loved stretching his legs around a mile and 3/8 in this race. He battled with the horse on the lead, and that horse ended up finishing last, while Strait of Georgia just kept rolling, and those fractions seem legitimate. It seemed like Strait of Georgia has just found himself routing on dirt. 6.5 in his first start over the circuit, maybe just a little bit too short for him, but this was a nice performance, and he can take a step forward, dropping back a little bit to a mile and a 16th. I expect him to be up close to the pace. Counteract is the number 2, and we're going to watch Counteract's most recent start. This is an optional claiming race at the mile and an 1/8 distance, and Counteract, I didn't see too many excuses. He got to the lead. I thought he got it very easy. The pace was pretty easy, 48-3 to the half mile, and he just couldn't finish with the winner. Maybe a mile and an 1/8 was a step too far, and turning back to a mile and 16th will help, but I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult in this spot. There are some good horses in here, and he had the best of it last time out and just couldn't parlay that trip into a victory. Florida Gator, the number 3, is stretching out from 6.5 for long races. He's done well going a little bit longer in the past, and he exits a live race, a race that produced 2 next out winners. Let's watch Florida Gator's performance. He ended up finishing 3rd this day, but again, there were 2 next out winners. One came back and scored with a 73 buyer. Another came back and scored with a 71 buyer. He's run in stakes races in the past, so there is some back class, and he's getting blinkers for the first time for a high percentage barn. I think Florida Gator has enough angles that you might want to consider him if he goes off at a decent price. He's going to take some money on the morning line at 5-2. There Goes My Hero was compromised last time out in a slow-paced race. His first start going a mile and a 16th in a long time. Just didn't get the setup he needed from off of it and just gave an even finish. He's a horse that's on a little bit of a losing streak and has some things to prove at this distance against this caliber of competition. He's 8-1 on the morning line and might need a little bit of pace and race luck. Buttonwood Tree is up next, and he comes out of that mile and 3/8 race won by Strait of Georgia, and maybe that distance was just a little bit too far for him on that day. He made a menacing move on the turn, the final turn, and then he just flattened out a little bit. Maybe he made his move as the pace was beginning to quicken up, and that just didn't work out for him, or maybe that distance was a little bit too far. He scored 2 starts back going a mile and an 1/8 and was up close to the pace in that race. I think those are the tactics that he needs to be truly successful, and I think Buttonwood Tree is going to be a lot more aggressively ridden this time around, and he could be the one to make the running. Pay My Way is up next, another horse getting blinkers once again. He raced with blinkers earlier in his career, and he earned a victory with them. This is a horse that ran a mile and an 1/8 last time out, and that was the race where Counteract got to the lead and dropped the anchor, and Pay My Way was just in chase mode, and it's just so hard to make up ground when the fractions are so slow. And the fact that he was able to get there in a blanket finish and make it relatively close, only beaten 3/4 of a length, I think that shows that Pay My Way is at least in very good form right now. Even though Timeform US doesn't believe this pace is going to be hot, it might be better for Pay My Way than it was last time out. Let's take a look at my top selections for race number 6. I'm hoping Florida Gator can get back to his best form, adding blinkers, stretching out in distance. I think he can stay with within range if the pace isn't very hot. And he's got some back speed figures that make him tough. So he's coming out of a key race. Maybe he'll be the third next out winner to come out of that heat on September the 21st. Florida Gator, my top pick. It's race number 6 at Hastings on closing day 2024. Good luck. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and subscribe button below for more great DRF content, including race of the days, stakes previews, and lots more. You can find it right here.